Good morning, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I wanted to jump on while I still have a moment to discuss the festivals because I've started working in the programs and it's very, very exciting when that happens. It starts to become a reality, and I'm sure that you know if you've been to a festival how much fun they are and how we can. Learn so much. Obviously, our mission statement is educate, inspire, support, and the festivals are just such a phenomenal way to do that for anyone. But it's such brilliant value for money at like £30 a day to access all the brilliance of the presenters, some that you know well, some brand new ones. We always like to bring in people from the area that we're in, and we like to bring the people that we know are brilliant at what they do. So it's a phenomenal combination. And to be honest, we've never had anybody, even people that are really shy. The if you're heart led, people can feel that from you. So you may not be the best polished speaker and presenter in the world, but you can absolutely 100% deliver your message. So we have this a smaller hall where you can sit and listen to people and ask questions, and maybe there's people that have come through the same issues as you're currently experiencing. This is very powerful. And what we're finding with the kind of different model of like you fix me to I learn how to fix myself, it's a bit like if you're a recovering addict, you want to talk to people who have actually been where you are. And because that's powerful, they know what it's like. There's no patronizing BS. It's very easy to look at somebody that looks fine. Everything looks great on social media, but you don't really know what's going on inside, and you don't know the demons that they've faced and the challenges that they've had, because most of us put a face on it, right? Because who really wants to listen to your story over and over again? So we tend to try and keep our pain to ourselves, and maybe we have a few drinks or we have a few tears with some friends and we share. But very often we're keeping a lot of that stuff inside. And we also all understand now that that can be really detrimental to our long-term health. Because as we move into this different understanding of the body, that the body is energy, that we are energy, that we are packed full of crystals that are piezoelectric, and information travels through us and from us and out from us, as we start to really understand the power that we have over the human body when we boss up and we start taking full control, everything starts to change. But the downside of that is that it's not about anybody fixing you, it's about you understanding maybe how we've ended up in the place that we've ended up health-wise. And I had chronic depression, I had chronic fatigue, I had postmenopausal arthritis, I had, you name it. I've healed myself from all of these things. So I know as well exactly what it feels like. I've also probably ran more retreats than most people. I lived with 9 people for 3 months, walking them through a journey back to greater health. I ran like 18 retreats last year. We've already done 6. That even if I'm not running them myself, I'm there, I'm feeding people, I'm observing. That's where all the learning comes from. And, the festivals are, I knew that we're never going to change our health trajectory if we focus on don't do this and don't do that and don't do the next thing. It has to be fun, and we know that we learn better when we're playing, we're playful. And that's what's great about the festivals. They're very playful. We dance, we sing, we hang out. It's like an ordinary festival. It just isn't the kind of carnage in terms of alcohol and drugs. It's you're getting high on your own breath, your own energy, nature. Scotland's wild medicine, that is the big message. The trees are oxygenating us. The light the change in body temperature. So and the breath work, obviously, and the letting go and all the other things that you'll learn, all the body movements, etc. You are utilizing your own body, changing your own chemistry, and learning how to do that when you decide. Freedom comes from being able to manage your own emotional state. And if you're a victim of your emotions, if you kick off into drama, and if everybody's like running around in a fight or flight state, we don't solve the problems. And if we get stuck in that, the hormones of stress, we cannot see clearly. So what I love about the festivals as well is that if you're a healer, a leader, a teacher, a presenter that comes to the festival, you give your hour of time to the cause, and in return from that, you get a free ticket for the whole weekend. But you're put in front of your target market, but then you can relax, because it's that whole thing, healer, heal thyself. What are we doing to look after ourselves? If you rock up and somebody's manic and dramatic and gossiping about other people, you know that is not that's not the way you want to be. So you look at people and you go, I would like to be calm like that. I would like to bring this to other people, this state of knowing and understanding and moving away from these 3D quack, 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 gossiping, dramatic, I'm powerless, I don't know what to do, I'm lost states, into this state of like 528, where we can really tune in to these different data streams of information. And that is, to me, my constant, like, somebody changes my state. If I allow somebody to change my state, I'm like, right, okay, this is just another retest for you to move back into these higher data streams of information. I can choose to tune in to any frequency that I want. Now, I'm not saying that's easy, because it's not. And people are behaving very badly these days. So you have to really understand that, you're probably not the only one that's getting attacked, that's getting blamed and shamed and complained about. And maybe you're feeling really low yourself and just lost and overwhelmed. So I understand that. I work with people on a daily basis that are struggling. But if you're well enough to get along to a festival, it really, really is a game changer. And we've got a community of people that come along now. They don't maybe go to all of them, but they'll turn up to one that's in their area, or one that's special to them. And then you can look. One of the complaints I always get is, I want to go to everything. That was on at the same time as that. You'll go to any festival and you'll like 2 great bands on at the same time. I'm sorry, but what we have to do is we have to provide different entertainment. Some people might not want to do Qigong. Some people might not want to listen to a talk on letting go. So we have to have 2 things on at the same time, with an endeavour to give as much information as we possibly can to everyone. So that's what we do. We bring in all the country's experts in the things that we perceive to be really important to bring to you. And, you'll find yourself maybe at a talk that you didn't really mean to go to, or that's you were in a room and you end up listening to somebody else. It happened to me at Russell Brand's festival. I ended up listening to Bruce Parry, who I wouldn't have gone to, but my friend Lorraine was very, very keen to see him. And, sometimes these unexpected treasures come towards you where you're like, wow, he was brilliant. It wasn't something I would have deliberately turned up for. But, coming with an open mind, and coming with a mind that, yeah, you might find something for you, but you might find something for somebody in your family or a close friend that you think can really benefit them. Quite often it's just that little aha moment. And, if you're struggling, and if you have a label and a diagnosis that is challenging and scary, and you come into a room, we had at one of our retreats, 5 out of the 6 women had a cancer diagnosis. And this is really what we're seeing now, this level of pain and fear that goes with that. But and there was one girl there who was cancer-free for 2 years after being given a stage 4 diagnosis. Now, it wasn't like I'm healed, I am cured, but for 2 years I've been cancer-free. So, I mean, that's exciting to lose the label, to be, and then for the other people that were there going, oh, wow, that's possible. We can't guarantee anything because we don't know what you're going to do. We don't know what your soul journey is. But what this is not about that. This is about living free from fear, living with inspiration and a level of hope, because we're all going to the pearly gates. It could be today. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow. And, you see it often. People that have got the labels and the prognosis outlive the people who haven't. So we need to kind of break down this level of, what's the word? Desolation, isolation, like, things are happening to me. We need to break away from these narratives and realise that our biography becomes our biology, and there's solid data around that. But, it's difficult if you have a diagnosis, and I keep going on about this business coaching that I'm doing, which I'm bringing into Circle, into our community, to our business members. If you're around a lot of people that don't believe you can heal, if you're around a lot of people that don't believe you can be successful, and, both things, whether it's health or wealth you're focusing on, what you're really doing is you're deciding what you're going to do on a daily basis, and then you do it. It's insultingly simple, but we all know this at some level. So if you're around other people that are juicing, for example, that are breathing consciously every day, that are cutting out all the crap, that are working on staying in a more positive state, if you're around people like that, it's going to be easier. That's it. I don't know if you saw my podcast last night where the Swap for Joy sisters, absolutely brilliant what they've done. It's about taking action and about being around others that are doing it, whether it's your health, whether it's your wealth. And that's what we're going to be building at the Health Hub. We're going to have that fixed place where you can plug in. And, if you come on a retreat, we're going to be in Cretan from Sunday night, Theta 1, Theta 2, fasting retreat, 5-8 retreat, my breathwork training. So we have all these brilliant retreats coming up for you where you'll be with like-minded people. But then what happens when you go back to your community? So we have our Heal Together Circle community, so you can join each other online. Now, I can't do this all myself. People are saying, oh, I'm not doing it. What are you doing? Instead of pointing at other people and saying they're doing this, they're doing that, what are you doing? Because we all have to stand up and take responsibility for this. And maybe we don't have the right skill set, and that's what we want to bring with the community. That's what we want to bring at the Health Hub. Again, if you can do little and often, breathing differently every day, upscaling your vegetable and your diversity in your diet and your quality of proteins and fats, if you can tap and let go of all your resentments against the apparent others, if you can get in the cold water or get in a sauna, and that's all you do every day or every other day, then things are going to change within you. That's a given. If you lift a weight and you do a bicep curl every second day and you eat the right food to allow that muscle to repair and restore and bulk up, you'll get a better definition in your bicep. That's how it works. We get things when we decide what we're going to do, and then we do it, and we do it long enough. And this is another trap, I think, within our, is it's how long have you, I tried that. That didn't work. If I hear that once, it's unfair, because everything, if you go on a vitamin supplement or a herb, etc., you're in for a kind of long haul. You're looking at 3 or 4 months to see if you can start to feel and see any difference. And you might not, but you might be healing from the inside and there is no real evidence. So with Scotland's Wild Medicine, there is a level of faith, and this is where the science comes in. If you understand the need for oxygen, I didn't realise how many of us are depleted in oxygen. So you can get oxygen by going and breathing in the forest, by changing your breath, by increasing your mineral flow, Qigong, Tai Chi, any kind of exercise, a good brisk walk, and obviously the biotherapies that are available at the Health Hub. There's ways to deliver that information into the body. And this is what we do at the festivals. We educate, inspire, and support in a really cheap, very affordable way. Now, if you can't afford the £99 for a ticket, you just send me a message and you tell me, I give you the form and you tell me how much you can afford. Done. What we're looking for is a simple desire to change our abysmal health picture. We cannot, nobody is coming to save us. We are the sickest country in the UK and in Europe and beyond. And we can change that. And that's what the festivals are focused on, changing our health trajectory. And we have to do it with numbers. It's the only way it can happen. So can you get involved? What can you do? I'm doing my level best. I'm now on this coaching course because I know that I can be more effective. I don't understand the socials and the algorithms, etc. And maybe I just post and hope and I make videos and it's all a wee bit haphazard and not as effective as it could be. I understand that and I'm doing my best to make sure that you can easily access the information. What Adam Stott's done with this business coaching is genius because he just takes you through it step by step, the simple process. So what can you do today to improve your health and vitality? And maybe that's nothing. Maybe you need to sit with some headphones on, or maybe not even headphones on, something that can just gently unfurl the fascia, heal the cells, something that is so nothing almost, but we're rubbish at that too, aren't we? And I count myself in with that. Sometimes intensive training is not the best idea for pain. Sometimes you're looking at something way, 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 way more gentle that will allow the fascia to unfurl, the crystal plasma that holds the body together, that can get tied in a knot, and then we start battering it with heavy cardiovascular exercise, which is what I used to do, which I still enjoy, not to the same degree. But when we do this, we can make matters worse. So I understand it's overwhelming. If you have a diagnosis and a prognosis that scared you, you go online and then you just get even more scared, you get overwhelmed. And we want to take the overwhelm out of that for you, and we just start with the basics. Breathe. Switch your shower to cold for 10 seconds. Little changes. My friend was saying this, she got the Yucca app. Check how much crap is in the food you're buying. Now, instead of reading the labels, I'd kind of forgotten about that app. I was saying it to my grandson yesterday. They were spraying an air freshener thing in their mouth. And I said, what's in that? I said, get that Yucca app out. And because he was kidding on that there was hardly anything in it. And then he went, oh, there's a lot of ingredients in it. I said, well, get that app out and look to see what you're spraying into your body, into your mouth, which is all these sort of wet areas where things can get absorbed in a completely new way. You wouldn't think these products would be in sale if they were carcinogenic, but they are. So it's up to us to make sure for our children and for ourselves that our body products, etc., are safe. And when our kids, when they get to that age, the hormones are flooding in and they want to smell nice and they want to look nice, all the stuff that they're putting on and in their body via their makeup and their skincare and their deodorants and their shower gels are safe. And you're not adding to an already unavoidable toxic load just by living in this polluted planet. But anyway, I'm not here to depress you. I'm here to inspire you. So come along to the festivals. Please help me by sharing with the like-minded others that you know, people who And a lot of people, it surprises me because if you go to a festival, normally you go with your pals, don't you? But a lot of people come to our festivals on their own. So most of our ticket sales are one ticket, which I think is incredible. Because it's like, well, you just imagine. But the thing is, because a lot of people are not into understanding or wanting to know about the natural healing and the things that you can do, some people are kind of feeling a wee bit like a lost soul in their tribe. So they come to these kind of things themselves. And you know what? That's a great thing to do because you're going to make more friends. When you come with your pal, we all do it. You stick with your pals and you end up doing the things with your pals. Whereas if you come by yourself, then people will notice. The festivals are small, usually anything between 60 and 100 people. And we're just all there to get this movement on the move. So please join us and share the events for me. Spread the word. Tag the people that I'm not allowed to tag these days because I'm on the naughty step again. But tag people that you think might be interested. We're going Stonehaven the 10th. We're down at the Stony Sauna on the Friday night from 5 o'clock. We'll be doing some jamming and contrast bathing and getting fish and chips delivered down there. It'll be amazing. And then we're in the hall in Stonehaven the Saturday and the Sunday. And I've got a Kaylee at 5 o'clock on the Sunday, which will be brilliant fun. Because we thought, let's do the Kaylee when everybody's still got a bit of energy left. And then after that, they can go and have dinner. And so we're kind of working with the general energy of the people that are coming because, there's a lot packed into our festivals and that you will do a lot of processing because there's a lot of different workshops that you can try. So just come, give yourself the time, learn from the other people that are maybe where you were, or where you are, and where they were a few years ago and how they've turned it round. And be gentle in yourselves. If you're a healer, leader, teacher, presenter, we're full in Stonehaven. We still have a couple of slots in Tarbert. If you'd like to come and share your wares, please get in touch. The exchange is 1 hour of your time in exchange for the ticket and being put in front of you. It is the best marketing time you will ever. If you hang out for 3 days at the festival, you're going to get new clients. I can guarantee you that. Everybody does. So I am so excited and so looking forward to the light, bright festival season. Stonehaven's a beautiful beach town. You know how I do like beaches. Tarbert with the new Westloch Wellness Centre. We've got that whole end area with the 2 saunas, the big Nordic sauna, the far infrared sauna, the river right there, the sea right there, the forest, the indigenous natural trees. It's got everything. And it's got accommodation. You can rock up with your caravan, with your camper van. There's little pods. There's a kitchen area. So all budgets can come right up to the all singing and dancing with the hot tub. So please come and join us. I look forward to seeing you all there. Remember, share the events for me, tag people that you know, and help get this movement moving. We absolutely have to take action so that we can turn this health trajectory from one of the worst in the world to one of the best. Hope to see you there. Ciao.